Now in today's lesson, we will start with the question 2 of the exercise 3b. So the following data set shows the number of distinctions scored by 10 classes for a particular examination. Each class has 40 students. So first we will arrange the data values in the ascending order. So here we have 0, 0, 1, 6, 6, 9, 9, 24, 27, and 29. Now in the part 1, from the given data, find the first, second, and third quartile. So for the first quartile or the Q1, first we have to count the data points. So the data points are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So in this case, the median is between the median or the second quartile will be the mean of the two middle values. So the two middle values are 6 and 9. So Q2 or the second quartile lies somewhere here. And now here we have the lower half, and here we have the upper half. Now we can observe that the median divides the data values into two equal parts, having the 5 values on each side of the median. So for the lower half, or on the left side of the median, the middle value is Q1 or the lower quartile. So lower quartile is equals to Q1, and that is equals to 1. Now to find out the second quartile or the median or the Q2, we will take the mean of the middle values. So 6 plus 9 divided by 2 is equals to 15 divided by 2. And it will be equals to 7.5. So the value of Q2 is equals to 7.5. Now for the third quartile or the upper quartile, if we observe the 5 values on the right hand side of the median, so the middle value of these 5 values is 24, and this value is the upper quartile, and that is Q3. So the third quartile is equals to 24. Now in the part 2, find the interquartile range and the range. So for the interquartile range, we have the formula Q3 minus Q1, and the value of Q3 is 24, and the value of Q1 is 1, so it will be equals to 23. So the interquartile range is equals to 23. Now to find out the range, we will subtract the largest value from the smallest value. So here the largest value is 29 and the smallest value is 0 from the data given in the question. So 29 minus 0 is equals to 29. So the value of range will be equals to 29. Now for the question 3, the table shows the heights in the centimeters of the 40 children. So heights are given in the XORs in the first column, and in the second column the number of adults or the frequency given. So estimate the range of the heights. So first we have to find out the mid values x, just because to find out the estimated range, because here are the class intervals given and we cannot find out directly the estimated range from this data. So we have to find out the mid value x of the each class interval. So we will get the first mid value by dividing the lower limit plus the upper limit divided by 2 of the first class interval, and that is 102.5. Now for the second class interval, the lower limit is 105 and the upper limit is 110. It will be divided by 2 and it will be equals to 107.5. Now for third class interval, the lower limit is 110 plus the upper limit is 115 divided by 2 and it will be equals to 112.5. Now for x3, for x4, for the fourth class interval, we have the values. The lower limit is 115 plus the upper limit is 120 and divided by 2 and it will be equals to 117.5. Now for the fifth class interval, the lower limit is 120 plus the upper limit is 125 and divided by 2 and it will be equals to 122.5. Now for the sixth class interval, the lower limit is 125 and the upper limit is 130 divided by 2 and it will be equals to 127.5. Now we will write down these mid values in the third column. So here we have the first value 102.5, the second value is 107.5, the third value is 112.5, the fourth value is 117.5, fifth value is 122.5 and the last value is 127.5. Now to find out the range, the estimated range, we will use the formula. Estimated, we will subtract the estimated smallest value from the estimated largest value. So here the estimated largest value is 127.5 and the smallest value is 102.5. So we will subtract 102.5 from 127.5. So 127.5 minus 102.5 will be equals to 25 hours. So the estimated range of the heights is equals to 25 hours. Now in the question 4, the graph shows the cumulative frequency curve for the daily earnings of 300 employees in a company. So use the graph to estimate in the part 1 the median, the lower and the upper quartiles. First we will understand the scale along x-axis and along y-axis. So for the scale along x-axis, we have value 70 minus 60 divided by the total number of square between these two values, and that is 5. And here we have 10 over 5, and it will be equals to 2. So each square unit along x-axis is 2. Now the scale for y-axis, we have the value 50 minus 0 divided by 2, and it will be equals to divided by 5, not 2, and equals to 50 over 5, and after simplification we will get 10, so it will be equals to 10. Now the scale along y-axis is equals to 10. It means each square unit along y-axis is equals to 10, and each square unit along x-axis is equals to 2. Now here we have the total frequency n is equals to 300, since it's already given in the question. Now to estimate the median from a cumulative frequency curve, we find the position of the median by using n by 2. So here we have n by 2 is equals to 300 divided by 2, and that will be equals to 150. Now we will look data value corresponding to the cumulative frequency of 150. So from the 150 along y-axis, we will draw a horizontal line until it touches the curve. Now from the point of intersection on the curve, we will draw a vertical line until it touches the x-axis. So here we have somewhere here. Since we know that each square unit along x-axis is equals to 2, so here we have 90, 92, 94, 96. So here is the value between 96 and 98, so the value is approximately 97, and the median Q2 has the estimated value of $97. This is the estimated median. Now to estimate the lower quartile from the cumulative frequency curve, we find the position of the lower quartile by using n over 4. So n over 4 is equals to 300 divided by 4, and it will be equals to 75. Now we will look data values corresponding to the cumulative frequency of 75. So first we will look for 75, since we know that each square unit along y-axis is equals to 10. So here we have 50, 60, 70, and between 70 and 80, 75 lies somewhere here. So here we have draw a horizontal line until it cuts the cumulative frequency curve. Now from the point of intersection on the curve, we will draw a horizontal line. We will draw a vertical line until it cuts the x-axis. So here we have somewhere like here. So since we know that each square unit along x-axis is equals to 8, so here we have 80, 82, 84, 86, 88. So the value is 88. So the estimated value of the lower quartile Q1 is equals to $88. Now to estimate the upper quartile from the cumulative frequency curve, we find the position of the upper quartile by using 3 over 4 multiplied by n, and it will be equals to 3 over 4 multiplied by 300, and it will be equals to 900 divided by 4, and it will give this value 225. So now we will look the data values corresponding to the commutator frequency of 225. So now first we will identify the point 225, since we know that each square unit along y-axis is equals to 10. So here we have 200, 210, 220 and 230. Between 220 and 230 we have 225. Now from 225 we will draw a horizontal line until it touches the curve. Now from point of intersection on the curve we will draw a vertical line until it touches the x-axis. So here we have since we know that each square unit along the x-axis is equals to 2. So after 100 we have 102, 104 and 106. Between 104 and 106 we have the value, so it is approximately 105. So the upper quartile is equals to Q3 is equals to $105 approximately, just because this is the estimated upper quartile. Now in the part 2, use the graph to estimate the interquartile range and the range. So the estimated interquartile range can be found out by using the formula Q3 minus Q1. So the estimated values of Q3 and Q1 are 105 minus 88, and it will be equals to $17. So the interquartile range is equals to $17. Now to find out the range, we will subtract the smallest estimated value from the largest estimated value. So here we have 120 largest along x-axis and the smallest is 60. So 120 minus 60 is equals to $60. So the range is equals to $60. Find out the 90th percentile. The 90% of the total frequency is equals to 90 multiplied by n. So 90 divided by 100 multiplied by 300, and it will be equals to, these two zeros control 0 to 70. So the 90% of the total frequency is equals to 270. Now from the curve, we will look data values corresponding to the commutator frequency of 270. So here we have 250, 260 and somewhere here 270. Now from 270 we will draw a horizontal line until it intersects the curve. Now from the Point of intersection on the curve, we will draw a horizontal line vertical line until it touches the x-axis. So here we have the value 110. So the value of the 90th percentile is equals to $110. In the part 3, use the graph to estimate the 20th and the 90th percentile. So first, the 20% of total frequency, and the total frequency is equals to n. So 20% multiplied by n is equals to 20 divided by 100 multiplied by 300, and these two values, these two zeros cancel with 0, so we have 3 just a 60. So the 20% of the total frequency is equals to 60. Now from the curve, we will look data values corresponding to the cumulative frequency of 60. Since we know that each square unit along y-axis is equals to 10, so we have 50, and after 50 we have 60 here. So from 60 we will draw a horizontal line until it touches the curve. Now from the point of intersection on the curve, we will draw a vertical line until it touches the x-axis. And since from here, since we know that each square unit along x-axis is equals to 2, so we have 80, 82, 84 and 86. So between somewhere 84 and 86 we have the value 85. So the 20th percentile is equals to $85. Now for question 5, the following diagrams show the cumulative frequency curve for the heights 8 cm of 60 plants that have less than or equal to 8 cm. So in the part 1A, use the curve to estimate the median height. First we have to understand the scale along x-axis. So here we have the point 10 minus 0 divided by the total number of square between these 2 points, and that is 5. So 10 divided by 5 is equals to 2. So it means each square unit along x-axis is equals to 2. Now for scale along y-axis, we have points 10 minus 0 divided by 5, total number of squares between 2 points, and that will be equal to 10 over 5, and it will be equals to 2. So the each squared unit along y-axis also equals to 2. So our total frequency n is equals to 60, so n is equals to 60. Now to estimate the median from the cumulative frequency curve, we find the position of the median by using n by 2. So n by 2 will be equals to 60 divided by 2, and it will be equals to 30. Now we will look down the data value corresponding to the cumulative frequency of 30. So from 30 along y-axis, we will draw a horizontal line until it intersects the curve. Now from the point of intersection on the curve, we will draw a horizontal line until it touches the horizontal axis. Since we know that here the value is of each square unit along x-axis is equals to 2, so we have 30, 32, 34, 36, and between 32, 34 and 36 the value we get approximately 35. So the estimated median is equals to 35 centimeter. The estimated median height is equals to 35 centimeter. On the part 1B, use the curve to estimate the first and the third quartiles. So for to estimate the lower quartile or the first quartile from the commutative frequency curve, we find the position of the lower quartile by using n over 4, and it will be equals to 60 over 4. So here we have 60 divided by 2, 4 ones are 4, and here we have 15. So now it will be equals to 15. Now to estimate the lower quartile, we will look the data values corresponding to the commutative frequency of 15. So from the data given in the curve along y-axis, a square unit is equals to 2, so we have 10, 12, 10, 12, 14, 16. Between 14 and 16 here somewhere we have 15. So from 15 we will draw a horizontal line until it touches the curve. Now from the point of intersection on the curve we will draw a vertical line until it touches the horizontal axis. So here we have 30. So the first quartile Q1 is equals to 30 centimeters. Now to estimate the upper quartile or the third quartile from the commutative frequency curve, we find the position of the third quartile using 3 divided by 4 multiplied by n is equals to 3 divided by 4 multiplied by 60, and here we have 15. 15 3s 15 multiplied by 3 is equals to 45. So now we will look the data value corresponding to the commutative